Couple minutes on social media before we wrap up. I need not ask anymore how many of you are on Facebook, but the question that would be asked is how many of you are on Facebook and really using it for your business? Because if you're not, you got to be, because that's where your clients and customers are. And also, there's a perfect opportunity in our industry to use Facebook as a tool to learn about the technology. And it comes down to a group called MECO, the meetings community, of which there's a great listserv, and I know the MECO folks actually met this morning. But they have in Facebook a social media headquarters. It is a Facebook group. It is technically a closed group, but anybody who wants to get in there can. And it is where we are all sharing and posting what's happening with the social media and how it's impacting our industry. Unbelievable resource of information. And it really defines a great use of a Facebook group, a cause, an approach to be able to access information and really have the ability to share Web 2.0 style and have people understand what's going on better. We could talk long time about how Facebook can work and does work in a business environment with fan pages. Yet, if you really asked me where social media is for me, and I know that Patrick, you and I have talked a couple of times about the fact that years ago I was talking about Twitter. Twitter is, to me, the one I'd never give up. Yet it has the most misunderstanding and misconception there. I mean, think about it. Justin Bieber is on Twitter, you know. Don't follow Justin Bieber, okay? Unless you want to know when he's having a latte and when he's going to the bathroom and stuff like that. But why not follow a conference on Twitter? Why not follow this conference on Twitter? How many of you have checked out the Twitter hashtag for this conference? And I'll explain what that is in a sec, but show of hands. It's a handful of people. A hashtag in Twitter. It's a threaded conversation. It's how you're able to actually follow the content about a particular topic or a particular event. Our industry has started to embrace in an enormous way the use of hashtags to keep a conversation going and allow people to post in real time. So, actually, here is the Collaborate meetings page, but here is a sample hashtag. This is a really good event industry hashtag called Event Profs, Event Professionals, and allows you to take part in a conversation with people in our industry to share content, answer questions. Remember, Twitter is a one-to-many conversation, not a one-to-one conversation. But in that environment, it's a huge amount of information that can be shared. I would say every single conference these days needs to have a hashtag set up for it so that people can communicate real-time with one another. And organizations, oh shoot, it's the future of customer service, whether it's in our industry or not. The ability to be able to communicate real-time with the people you want to communicate with. And the keys to Twitter are pretty basic. You can mention people using the @sign. You can retweet a message, which means, JJ, you shared something I thought was really cool, so I want to share it with my followers. That's viral marketing at its best. Maybe you have 1,000 people following you, and I have 1,000 people following me. Think about how that passes down the line very quickly. Great content information. You can have a conversation with someone directly, a one-to-one, not really the main focal point of Twitter, but some people use it that way. And clearly, you have tools, and we talked about this yesterday in one of the classes, to shorten a URL so it can fit. Remember, Twitter, only 140 characters. What you got? So you don't want a URL that has 110 characters to completely take all the space. But the technology's there, it's simple, and functionally, it's being used in our industry in an enormous way. Follow Collaborate meetings on there. Hyatt got it a few years ago. Love it. Love what they're doing, because we all know what a concierge is. So what did they do? They created a Twitter concierge. 24/7, or just about, someone is following this page. And anyone around the world who wants to ask a question about one of the Hyatt hotels, they'll get back to them in real time. Duh. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect use of this technology. Real-time connection and customer service. The event profs, and they do have 2 chat-ups, tweet-ups, Thursdays and Tuesdays. Thursdays at noon, Tuesdays at 9. Those are Eastern time. If you want to join in, If you want to just stalk and watch, you can do that too. But you're able to communicate and connect with your planners and suppliers in the industry. And props also out to Marriott, who for years have done a wonderful tweet page on Marriott corporate social responsibility, being called Marriott Green. It's not just about following social stuff. In fact, the conversation really is that social and professional is a blend. It is an absolute blend, and for those of you who are saying, I'm going to keep my professional and social separate, you're not taking advantage of the great communication tools that are out there. Those who are blending it together, you know, it's funny. We go to a trade show, you know, we talk about the Laker game last night, we talk about the weather, whatever it is. We have no problem making small talk in a face-to-face environment. But then all of a sudden, I go into my Facebook page and I don't want to share that little piece of information about what I really like. That little piece of information is going to take the virtual connection, which is kind of tough and kind of cold and barren, and bridge that gap. So you want to post what you need to post. You want to have your privacy settings set up, but you also don't want to be afraid of sharing and combining the social and the professional. And the best thing since sliced bread and Twitter? Paper.li. And as we finish up this session here, it takes all your tweets, or Facebook, and the tweets of the people you're following, and creates a daily newspaper that gets sent out to everyone following you. We struggled for years about conference dailies and how we get the information in real time to 1,000, 5,000, 500 attendees. Well, you might want to check this out as a great opportunity to be able to access the information, share it, and learn. People who use Twitter say the same thing. I go back there every day to learn what's happening in this industry. And it's a pretty phenomenal thought when you think about it. So where is it going? With alternate social networking, live tweets on TweetChat, payment for registration through Eventbrite, social bookmarks, customized social media. Amazing what's out there. The future's going to look even better. Swipe. If you have an Android phone and you have Swipe, you know you've done with your thumb because you just swipe the letters over the keyboard. It's way cool. Google +1 just released. Google's main competition, not Yahoo, not Bing, it's Facebook and Twitter. And social search is one of the words of the day. Visual search, alternate reality browsing. We could talk for hours about this. What I want you to be able to do is be able to take a single point that we talked about, doesn't matter which one it is, and play with it. Play with it while you're here at the conference. Integrate it into your conferences. Test it out. Because if you're not afraid of the technology and you can embrace it, it's going to give you an amazing capability to be able to expand and really keep connecting. As always, I thank the folks from Collinson for inviting me. You guys are awesome, as are all of you. Thanks a lot. Hope to see you in the next session.
Spellos, give him another hand. Thank you, Jim. I always learn so much when I'm in your sessions, and I know it's the same for you.